We'll call to order at 4:04. All right then. All right.
Oh, here's when.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, a little bit.
Let's give her a second.
She doesn't know she's rolling. She's kind of rolling. That's all right. No pressure. We just done that. We just done that. So it will be.
All right.
Settled in. All right, can I get a motion to approve the attached minutes from May 15, 2024 meeting? I'll second. Either way. Any discussion? All right, all in favor? Aye. All right, motion passes. We're going to, I just need to discuss the FHS ribbon cutting ceremony.
So first, before we go into that, I just want to level set at what we've done to kind of promote it so far. We did send that postcard that went to all residents. That hit houses the first week in June and was a dual purpose, save the date, and the site is closed. We sent blast emails to our list that we've compiled for all of the people that get the chair report, as well as the Highlands neighborhood. They received it. Recreation department sent out a blast email to their contacts so that we hit some more people. We also, we got it in the last Friday folder of the year. So we were able to try to get, at least the word out about the safety. And then we plan on sending, and this is kind of in the handout that we have, we plan on sending information in the town newsletter, which goes out in July, about the, like, this is where you park, this is where we're starting, and we'll discuss more when we get into it. But I think we have a good baseline of people knowing something.
Yeah. And then you just sent out another email to.
Oh, that's right. We sent out a save the date to kind of what we're calling invited guests. So that's all town council, board of ed, building committee, that's all of them, which have spanned since 2019, the inception of this committee.
Oh, nice.
It also includes the previous building committee from 2016, because they laid the foundation, as well as the ad hoc committees that were in the interim between the two. It includes our state legislative delegation. We've reached out to the governor and the lieutenant governor. We've reached out to Johanna Hayes, Chris Murphy, Blumenthal, the U.S. Secretary of Education, the Education Commissioner for the state of Connecticut. So it's kind of our dignitaries. So we have a lot of people. It was over 100 people that we sent that. That's great. Good baseline.
Watch.
Yeah, I like that you know.
Now everyone's going to say,
Nice little party.
yeah.
The night before.
Oh,
And
really?
then you went for six.
Covered out the custodial stuff here, clear ship.
Yeah, do you think we might have to put a limitation on how many people?
I don't think for those dignitaries, I think the more the merrier, but I think we have to see who's coming in. I mean, do we need everybody from our state delegation to speak? I mean, I'm not gonna say no to the governor or the lieutenant governor for speaking, or even any of like the federal officials, I feel like. So I think we just have to see who can come and who cannot come, and if we really put a limit on it and get the hook out when needed, I think it'll still be okay. We've allotted 45 minutes for that ribbon cutting portion. So I think we're still okay. And honestly, it is a big deal. So the more people that come, it reflects better effort.
That's gonna be outside, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's, I guess it's just, I'm just trying to.
Space.
Space and all that, yeah.
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 I was thinking, and I did put this in the email to the governor and everything, that in those invited guests and speakers will have a dedicated parking situation for them, just because they'll come up and go here. But we do need to figure out, and that's in the planning document, the logistics of, are we having people park down here and walking out, or like how are we gonna do that?
How many spots do we have in that?
lower lot.
It's about 140 lower. In the back, there's 125 behind the school, and then it depends on what. Yeah, the gravel lot, when that gets loaded.
It's kind of here, also the flash one, that's all you can make.
It is.
Mostly flash, so that's it.
Yeah, the only thing I suggest with the speakers, send them talking points.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, here's what, little background. And believe it or not, if you don't do that, they'll go forever.
Yes.
And so you say, here's 2 minutes, if you like to hear, you can put your own little comments here about it, but have them focus on, the kids, what's gonna happen in school, why it's important to upgrade, whatever the case may be, we should give them some talk.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
otherwise it makes stuff.
Right, and a lot of the speakers, it was like a form that you fill out online to request them. So they'll reach out and, if they're able to attend.
If the some action is what we.
Yeah.
we do it that way, but so you send it out and they know it, because some of them given this and they understand it, some have not,
Right.
and they have their own personal viewpoint. And they should include like, I'm representing this and we're so proud to have it.
Mhm.
This will be a great thing for, great use of our old building, but now we got this new one, reflects what's going to current, future education of kids. This kind of things.
So I don't know, Megan, if you want to move on and talk about
Yeah.
this, so, we have this thing documented and I used Wendy's template. And you'll see from the topping off ceremony, because a lot of the elements are the same. So just starting on the front page here, we had discussed the date, we already locked that in. 5 to 5:45 is the ribbon cutting ceremony, and then 5:45 to 8 is the open house. And we talked about first floor only designated areas. We're not going into classrooms. It's really just to get a feel of those spaces. Content for July 2024 newsletter. Date, obviously just what I was thinking was on the back of our newsletters, we typically have a good deal of real estate because it comes folded like this. We're going to put it all right here. So it's the first thing people see when they get it. But a lot of it, I was thinking to link back to our website for a lot of the information. So having either a QR code or a link to the website, but really the basics. Monday, July 26th, parking logistics that could be on the FHS building website that we kind of need to finalize here. I was thinking having our police department have traffic control with our, like our community resource team. Parking logistics, we'll have to figure out, do we want people in the back lot? Do we want people to walk up the hill? How are we gonna do parking? But that should be on the website. And then maybe some photos of the site, in the newsletter. We briefly talked about this. Do we want people to register ahead of time so we have a head count? Are we gonna require it or maybe just request it so that we can, encourage it so that we can have an idea?
I'd encourage it, right.
Most people are there, most people.
But maybe it gives us like, all of a sudden 100 people.
Right.
And that gives, who knows?
I think it also helps because on the end, when we're talking about like refreshments, like, how many lemonade should we have, or cookies, or whatever we have.
If you might want to be more, forthright then. We'd like to get a hand in those refreshments and traffic control. We really appreciate you letting us know, so it isn't like sign up here.
Right, so you can plan
Give
for
them-
traffic,
give them-
parking and refreshments.
Yeah, give them some reasons to do it. That we're doing this to make it easy for everyone to be there. And then it might help out a little bit for themselves.
Yeah.
I suggest too, I know this is not even radical, can improve. I wouldn't call this a newsletter, I would just send us some information.
Well, it's part of our newsletter, like
For
for
the town, going in the town.
I wouldn't even do this,
We're not-
I've been thinking about, what we should do is photograph the event and treat it like that poster we did, and get that out afterwards.
Oh, you're talking
The
act.
celebration, yes, this is just, we call it a newsletter, I guess, if you want, but it's more of a, kind of a heads up, here's what's going on that day. It's a celebration, we want to document photographs of, all the people there. That's that's it's a period at the end of the project.
So you're talking about taking photographs and documenting it and sending something out?
Yeah,
After.
yes, at the event and then after, going into the classrooms when the kids are there.
Yeah, oh, yes.
So we'll do a much more comprehensive, I mean, it's kind of like we do with this poster. So we're actually,
Oh, yeah, no, we
That-
were planning on doing
you're
that.
doing it, okay,
I think we were just talking about including information about the event so people are aware within the town.
And the town newsletter that's going to hit doors or
Yeah.
mailboxes in July.
Ours will have to, so if
Yeah.
there is something that they don't know, just let us.
Right, look at it.
yeah, no, I think, because they're gonna get hit with Kathy's, the Board of Ed newsletter, your town.
Yes.
And so this then, what do we need? Just another reminder about the event, encourage it. And maybe an introduction is coming to an end, this has been a big, have some statement from you would do that.
It's after, right, that's what we're talking about,
Now, just a quick statement about, here's a major event, but celebrating the prehistory.
it to include in the town
This is
newsletter.
like, not a lot, you don't want to do a lot, we want to, it's kind of break, one is information that you'll have to use, whatever we want.
So I'm sorry, are you suggesting a standalone newsletter from the building
Or a document.
or something that goes out, because we sent the postcards?
Yeah.
And then we were gonna just piggyback, so we don't have to spend $5,000 to $6,000 again.
Yeah, I wouldn't even, I don't think, with all that information going out, I don't think you need anything about it.
That's why we were gonna piggyback.
Yeah.
And just, because we wanna make sure people are,
Okay, now I understand.
Yeah.
That's why I saw a newsletter, and I said,
I-
Yeah, yeah.
No,
The town newsletter.
I did remember this town was like,
The town-
yeah, I'm not, we weren't, I think that's already, I didn't put town newsletter. But,
sorry.
no, that's, I just wanted to clarify that we weren't doing another standalone newsletter, that we were just gonna use this
Yeah.
resource.
That's-
That section in the text about the event.
Yeah, because the event itself and then sending that out as a celebratory
Yeah, after.
piece is probably the key thing here.
Yeah.
The event itself, going in a few days when the school's open, maybe mid-September, getting a few photographs of classrooms and wherever possible, so we have to identify all the kids. Is that, you think we can work at Kathy? You kind of go in after school, and then here's the school in action,
Yeah, thank you.
and then, and then in that case, we then obviously post it right away on the website. And it might be also somewhere down the road, Kathy, interviewing, what do you think they're still asking some teachers?
Yeah,
And
sure.
put that in as,
That could be something that we should have to media about, we could do that.
so,
As part of 905 news, but also put it on the website.
yeah, so it might be a month later, if we're settled in a little bit. So what do you think, isn't this great? It's not like a little video to
Yeah.
get their advice, so just think about that too, so. Anything that just gets out that shows it's for your project, and here's the outcome, the kids are at school, the teachers are happy. Everyone's settled in a little bit more, and whatever events are going on there. Because I know the site, we can't do much about, but in the building, that's gonna be, pretty much able to do it. Then we have a second openness too, where people can
Yes,
take
yeah.
a tour. Yeah, because that can then be in this, the real news.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, I just trying to clarification.
No, I
And
appreciate
thinking
it.
about all these elements.
Yeah, no,
I think most of the year, like,
So on the building committee website, you have like a page for the event or?
Yeah. Yeah, a standalone page of the
okay,
event
yeah.
that you can get off of the homepage, it'll give links everywhere. Just with like the general,
What to expect?
yeah, more information about it, probably like a message, we could do a message like, we hope you join us, we're very excited for this, something.
And that's where the link to respond, if we would like to.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, the other thing I think is, we've just gone through the list and.
Yeah. If there's no further questions. So this page is kind of things to do, I've separated it to now ribbon cutting and then open house. Location for ribbon cutting, main entrance, I think would be a good focal point, have the podium there. Contingency plan for rain. We had talked briefly a while ago, Kathy and I, potentially if it's raining, you could have everybody in the cafeteria and then you could by that public entrance do like so you're like a few steps inside the building.
Yes.
do we need a tent? Is the question. I don't personally think we do if we have that backup plan, and I think it might take away from the building.
Yeah.
Plus, then you gotta worry about getting out of there, you know what I mean?
I mean, this tent is great. It's good.
I used them this past weekend.
That's very good. My son. Hopefully, you can get yourself. He got home at 8 now, so I was like. Like,
Because
that's
we
what's in
put them
there.
out again.
oh, yeah.
Is the main entrance, is there like an alcove entrance? Is there a space before you enter the doors, or is it directly?
There's a exterior courtyard, so there's built in the project, there's.
There's a good
an
amount
east
of
and a
room.
west one.
Yeah.
Now I'm just thinking if there's a space
There's
where you're
no-
walking into an alcove of 10, 15 feet between mentors. I don't remember looking at the plans.
The main entrance, yes, the student entrance, but that public entrance or the night entrance has an exterior courtyard.
Well, we were gonna do the main entrance for the ribbon.
The main entrance.
No, but the right.
If it rains.
Oh, if it rains, it would probably be on the,
the
like, just
entire-
so you're in the building, everybody's in the building.
You don't have an alcove, but a main building has a common large sidewalk.
There's a lot of space there.
There's a lot of space for.
The cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the overhang.
Here and drop off. and
That's easy. Yeah, you don't want to have it in there. Any-
And it's all different. Yeah, exactly.
My question would be, what is the sun gonna be like at 5 o'clock? This if you wanna get a tent, maybe. Well, now it's 4, but it's also June.
That's us, right?
That's, so that main entrance is your south entrance. So you will have some there. It'll be lower. October, starting to lose hours, so. It won't be like
End of
August,
yeah.
August.
So I'm just trying to think, like, if you get a tent, could you do it for the shade anyways, and if it rains, we have a tent? It's almost like multi-purpose.
I just feel like if you're,
You're gonna block the main entrance,
You're
you're gonna
gonna
block the
block the
whole,
main
like, yeah.
Like pictures.
Yeah.
The outside portion is brief, in my opinion. If there's rain, you have a canopy, so you can put your podium, your speakers underneath that glass canopy, and people bring.
Umbrellas.
well, if there's a threat of rain, and we have a backup plan,
Yeah.
which we just say, it'll be moved inside, and we just
Yeah.
ceremonially, we just cover it.
Yeah.
Inside.
It's such a
Yeah.
nice building.
And everyone is still there.
Something like.
No, it's not, you're right, it's not gonna be water. There's a lot of. The next question I have on this is chair. Like the topping off ceremony, we had a limited number of chairs. I think it's probably nice for seniors, you know, maybe have some accessible seating for those that would
Got
need
a
it.
lot of sidewalk.
And then for the,
I think that.
I think we maybe we'll see how the registration's going and we can gauge how many rows and, you know, number of seats that we need. But I think it'd be good, so.
How many, Russ, do we have chairs or, I know for graduation, we have the chairs up on the hill.
We have chairs. I'd have to find out exactly how many.
Okay.
Yeah. But we definitely have, we do have plastic chairs.
Yeah. I mean, it would just be if we had to rent, like, you know, to make them all.
Yeah, no, it's.
The whole.
Yeah.
Think about like how many do we need? Or do we want it to have there and ready, like you want to have 100, 200 chairs set up?
I don't think I need that many,
Yeah,
like
the-
25.
If you do,
Yeah.
you wanna say that they're dedicated for,
Yeah.
Right.
because you don't want like a big one and sitting in
Fifty.
it. But we can do that, right? Dedicate them and say this is for.
Yeah, I mean, definitely for the speakers, the people that are gonna need to get up there, and then, you
I
know,
mean, just think about it.
yeah, it's 100 people.
A reserve.
So, yeah, maybe we should have that many chairs, just for the people. I know not.
Right.
Do they expect to sit and then get up, or should they stand?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people should stand. Especially if we had a tent, that makes it a little more difficult to see.
Yeah.
But if we don't have a tent, whether it's inside or out. Right. I think if you have too many chairs, people expect to
Just a-
So it's close by door.
Yeah, right, but if it's sparse,
People view the church and take them and then wants to just kind of.
Kind of that, like, kind of, we did at the copy house.
Yeah, was there like an opening in the middle?
There was an opening in the
Yes.
middle, we did two
You saw a solid row,
Well,
rows
you
of
should have-
block.
You should have people, the elderly, disabled, and who's ever leading people in, just leave it for those,
Yeah,
make it very clear. But so it's not, it's again, kids that keep sitting up front, and have someone just kind of monitor that and a couple of people. And, I assume you're gonna, there's a parking lot now that have designated, handicap spots.
oh,
Yeah, ready. If I send it, okay, so now I don't have to worry about that, but that would be the case, there's someone coming over there, maybe see an older person, you need a seat.
right.
Or just, maybe you feel, well, they have chairs, I'll sit here. You probably see a couple of rows, I bet more number, 25, 30. Because not many people sat down.
No, we're probably not.
Well, you have a lot of chairs. And a lot of people,
Yeah.
Looking at the notes from last
I think more people are gonna come to this.
I think so.
Yeah.
And I think the other, I was just thinking out loud here, but if you're gonna have like the, RSVP, maybe you can ask there if they need.
Accommodation.
Or accommodation, and then that way you can get.
Yeah.
A more accurate number, like someone can pre-register and say, I'm gonna need a handicap spot, or I'm gonna need a minimum.
Yeah,
yeah.
and then I guess the question is, do we have enough in-house, or should we,
I just emailed that.
Okay, yeah.
So.
or should we rent? And then we still have plenty of time.
yeah, because we want it, yes.
Agreed.
Buildings,
Fancy.
You set
round
the bar-
table chairs.
you set the bar high with the. how many-
We can run mine, I have 25 folding plastic chairs. Use my other business.
Next on the list, ribbon and scissors, obviously for, the ribbon cutting. And then who is cutting the ribbon? I had put in Ira's suggestion, cutting one from each grade of students. Is that something that we wanted to do? And then who's gonna be like in that photo? There's a lot of invited people for the actual ribbon cutting.
Yeah, I think that would be exciting and meaningful. I'm sure the kids are very interested in it. I think that, like when you said the class presidents for the class.
Each grade.
You know, I always wanted to represent the student body too, so, you know, we would just want to think about that as well, that it represents all students in our school. So it might be that, you know, we go beyond that. I don't know.
I didn't hear Ken, would that be?
I just want to make sure it's very inclusive and it represents all of our students, the students that are selected. I want to, you know, really represent our student body. That's important.
Well, you might have them up there, kind of thing, but you know, I can't have everyone cutting scissors.
Right, I just, you know, I think that one of the things that we're really proud of is our equity, you know, work, and we just want to make sure that everything we do, we think about that, you know, when we're planning and making sure that, you know, students see themselves, when they see the representatives, they say, yes, I'm represented.
Yeah,
And
that's,
that's
I mean,
what,
that's a great
that's
visual.
their,
I mean, that'd be very visual.
Yeah.
This reflects the town who lives here. And, so exactly, logistically, how we set that up, so whoever the other designated people are, they basically take a backseat to the kids. So they could stand behind or something like that. And so these kids stand in front of the ribbon cutting, and then they make it fast, whoever you designate, they could cut the ribbons. And
we'll have our river bond
Of course.
yeah.
to do photos.
So we'll determine, but I think at least designating that students will be the ones cutting the ribbon is a good step in the right direction. So
You're not
students.
hurting feelings of certain dignitaries either, if not, we can argue it.
Exactly. It's, and that's what it's about.
Just let them know, you're not senders, just.
Right.
So quick question, I know it's a small detail, but is the ribbon been maroon? What color is the
I
ribbon?
don't know if it has. We might have time.
We have gold scissors.
with gold scissors. Well, I'll look into ribbon cutting.
No, you don't.
I'm picturing yellow ribbon, but we're moving school.
They're typically like red,
Yeah.
and the ribbon cutting.
Yep, school colors.
Yeah.
I will look.
Parties or rental places, they have this.
Okay.
Where you're renting chairs or tables, it was like, yeah, it's
Make
really.
a ribbon speech. Scott, we're here, that's what I do. Every time we go into a new space, he's like, where are we gonna put the ribbon? Is it maroon?
You know, we need to rush to happy. Kids in the workshop,
Oh, yes, that's true.
they can then paint
That's
silver.
great.
But unfortunately, the schools.
I know, they're not in school.
We'll get it in August.
We should have thought that about.
Oh, we do have a summer art program. Maybe there.
Yeah, it's just handmade by kids. I mean, it's just symbolic, it's not actually, the actual scissor cutting of the scissor. It's all gonna pre-cut a little, and that's how you do it, so make sure it cuts. I've seen people take these things and they're sitting from, and this thing is not cutting. Ours.
You want to buy
Well, yeah, we'll work on that. I was thinking the same stage setup that we had for the topping off. I thought that looked nice with the mid stage and the podium. Russ is expecting from home.
Yes.
Which looked beautiful. And then we had, I think, a screen with it projected as well. Like, I think that was just a very nice setup.
Yeah.
And flags.
Yeah, the picture, the chair was definitely.
We had the 700 feet to the side. And then I have that down there too, that where do we want that set up? Maybe even inside the building, I think it's the maps, having the 700 feet in there.
Yeah.
Chairs, we talked about, AD microphones, we'll just need to coordinate with Dan or Matt, figure all of that out. Program, we can handle in-house in our office, we did that for the topping off ceremony, which is the order of speakers and everything, but I was thinking for the open house, it would be nice to have like a floor plan and highlight the areas that people can go in, and I was thinking just combining the two of them in one, so we're not having to pass out things twice. So we can work on a design for that, and include it so everybody gets that, and then when you're inside, you can see where you're allowed to go.
You could put it in that, their poster side too, kind of stood out in here. I think you're probably right, you know, people are coming, very more specific.
Right, I didn't wanna like hand people a program, and you go inside and it's like hand people another, like just do it right.
Right.
So you don't want somebody else staying overnight.
Yeah. Just press releases, we'll work on something, get that out, and make sure that this is well covered. We
Yeah,
had,
I had an idea with this too. We should create a B-roll to get to the media, they'll use it. In other words, they might photograph who's over there cutting the ribbon, they give them a B-roll of the inside. And they'll appreciate it, they don't even do this stuff. You're gonna come in for 2 minutes, take a shot, and you're not gonna hang around.
yeah,
To, you know, to, when they'll probably take the, you know, short little tour, but they're gonna want to see everything else. So I would just suggest we can design that out, and then you give it out to the media. That
well,
way.
you're doing a drone at the inside, right? With that happening in July. Oh, so ONG, as part of our drone overhead, they're gonna do a drone in the new building too,
We're
right?
gonna do exterior drones in the new building as well.
Inside. So we'll have footage of the inside of the
Maybe
building.
bring them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I think we have to do is, it's gonna be, has to be under 60 seconds. So they'll pick and choose from that, and give them anything more than that. They're gonna have to sit there and edit
It's
this.
gotta be. Yeah, you don't wanna.
Yeah, I think it helps
Too
too
much
much.
information out there into the public.
Yeah, I mean, it's great, I think the drone is a great one, going in the building, it's just, I think we'll scopes that out. We've done, we're finding out today, a lot of this news media, they want you to do the video.
You have to do be nuts. And if you don't know what's gonna happen in the news cycle, or
Right.
they can't make it, or
At
Right.
least
they
I-
got it the next
Then
morning.
at least that would be rule.
Yeah, yeah, something, or the sign, the basics.
Yeah. Also having for the event, drone footage, we had that for the topping off ceremony, we can see our police department do that again.
It was last spring, not this is spring.
Video photography, that was coordinated for all of us last time, so I think it's good to have a professional again. And then mascot 700 feet, we talked about having a video in the house. Yes, this is the list of speakers, about 2 minutes per speaker, we'll create an invitation, contact those speaking to get confirmation. I said ask guest speakers to be present by 4:15, just make sure everybody's there. And then we were thinking for the order, welcoming remarks, Kathy Greeter, town council comments, we would have the town council chairs, because it spans 3 chairs there. All of them go up if they're all there, but the current chairs speak. So that's why there's an action for Joe and then the same for Bill, for the Board of Education. So it presents the united front and then the current Board of Ed chair speaks. Meg for the committee, comments, state legislative delegation, I listed all of them, but we'll see who's available and then go from there. I think at the topping off, both Tamika and Scott said something. We've invited both the governor and the lieutenant governor, commissioner of education, our federal legislative delegation, U.S. Secretary of Education. So we'll see how those come back and then arrange as needed, and then kind of wrapping it up in there.
Kathy, how do you feel having a student? There should be a student saying something. No one's guess. I don't know if it should be an incoming freshman, I'm looking forward, or should it be someone in the senior class, or have to pick any speaker? Because I've seen that, and, you know, there it is. I mean, we want to have all the lucky ones, so having a kid kind of end speaking at the point and saying, gee, you know, we're going to be here every day with the teachers. I'm looking forward to the space. We've seen it being built, like the other building and stuff. But you think that's a good idea?
Yeah, I mean, we always love having our students speak and be out there in front.
Layla spoke at the, Howard spoke at the, helping officer.
Well, that's great. Yeah, she's gonna see you, right?
She's got a class president of senior class. Yeah, we could.
Yeah, you just find one that better speaker kids.
She did a good job. Speak twice, and she.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's phenomenal. Well, we can look in front around or go back to her anyway. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, so let's cycle back to the kids, this whole thing.
Yeah. Order of events, we did have the marching band for the topping off. I don't know if we wanted.
I did speak to, Jeff Ventress and Luis Carosa, both gave their top groups something to learn over the summer. So like for the vocals, we could maybe put them in the cafeteria, or if they, you know, if they weren't part of the program, they will be ready to perform, and the Just Top marching band will also be ready to play something, so they can start us off, walk us out, all that, you know. So we have 2 groups really ready to do that. So
I think it'd be nice to have them playing while people are getting there, you know, like have it going on, and then pledge allegiance, welcome, guest speaker, closing remarks, the actual ribbon cutting.
We have our students start singing on the banner.
Oh, you can do that instead of.
yeah.
Everybody knows.
You know, inside, I really love, we have like strings. You know, like it's people who walk.
It's almost background.
We still have a strengths person and to do that at the, well, we have a new person starting, but they don't know the kids yet. They did not have a chance to do that. So we have.
But we do middle school, it doesn't have to be high school,
Oh.
right? Include middle school, at least this is gonna be their school.
Russ, do you have, is there like an alma mater song? I mean, I went back many years ago in high school, we had to learn our song for high school. Do they have one? Do they kids do it?
There is one, but there's not music to it, and it's like,
You know, it's, I'm.
I have it just because someone would reach out earlier,
Ages me completely.
and it's not.
I don't even remember it.
It's because nobody knows.
You guys ain't having on a month, thank you much.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
No, there was one.
We sang it at graduation.
Oh, my sister has, that's good. Well, Wallace just got one, because I think Cass seems to be it.
Oh.
No, I just walk it.
Keep going, every time, so something.
Yeah.
You mentioned strings maybe from middle school.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sure, just retired.
Or we don't see them all. These groups we gave stuff to before
Yeah.
they left.
Right.
And they are anticipating, if the teachers and the kids are anticipating something on that date, anybody else, they'll, I don't know, it's a hard time. It's more.
Get these for school.
Yeah.
Be ready.
They are together for spring, you know?
Yeah.
When Schubert's doing spring sports. Yeah. Well, Stuart's retiring, right? He's retired, right?
He is, but I think he's working practice and.
Yeah, it
Or
doesn't
it's
take
all
long.
say that.
I'm sure you like.
Russ, do you think there's any teachers at the end of that? I know.
I mean, it's hard, yes, we're gonna invite the teachers, but it's the night before the first day of school, they're in service from 7:30 till 3:30. So,
You'll have to watch the news.
good,
I'll see that.
I'm sure that some will stay, but I'm sure that some will not.
So you're not required, you're just optional.
They're gonna have money at school.
Right.
This is a public,
Teacher moving.
The times.
and there are plenty of those, we have plenty of teachers who live in town, so.
I don't know what else we're supposed to talk about.
So we go through the,
So, right, I think our students do.
After sounds like she went through everything. It was all here, so.
The cafeteria light refreshments.
Chartwell's is the group, I think they do the food at the high school.
Right.
I don't know if they do like cookies and brownies. stuff
yeah,
like that.
they do stuff like that, yeah.
So we have to start the board meeting.
Yeah.
Well, God, do you have a parent PTO or something that could just go or do a fundraiser or something?
Yeah, there's no kids around, there's nobody around, there's.
Yeah, this is tough, yeah.
At this timing, it's hard, so I'd rather do Chartwell's now.
Yeah, it's just, it's good.
Would you do, like, not Chartwell's, like Highland Parks or something? Could cater that as well, right?
Yeah.
Just
Something, what we
Yeah.
did.
I think so.
Yeah, with the fact, yeah, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, we don't do that, we just.
Sound right.
Yeah.
We can't get.
Slow profile.
Yeah, for sure.
But either way, you're just gonna.
What's the building?
Here.
So, the 19th, right? August 19th,
So furniture coming over, you know.
right, it's a big day.
That's from your
Oh,
furniture.
Everything was meant to be.
What date was that? I heard the date, but I.
August 19th for furniture, so like it's.
So it starts a little bit.
50 to 1.
We're talking about.
For furniture.
Yeah, see all those. What happened, what happened to all the furniture that opened in the high school demolished? They stayed in.
It's all over, we have, some going to, well, right now, the small gym is filled with furniture, the large gym is filled with boxes, the furniture, a bunch of furniture went to other schools, some is very little bit of the new stuff that we bought is going into the new building. We have other districts that came and did some shopping too, so.
I assume you have a ton of stuff that got inventory. And it's like even.
Gyms are full.
You move, that's what happens. It's
Yeah.
multiplied by 100 times. Is there a lot of furniture stuff coming over with it?
No.
Not much, almost everything you do.
Sure.
They having a tag sale or something.
You're looking for those.
Like a few bucks.
It adds so much logistics to it.
Yes.
All right, security hall monitors, and determine who locations, so this is stuff we have to do once for the tours itself, it sounds like, so. Is it thought here, I don't know what we're thinking, is this students?
I mean, we could use our hall monitor team, our adult security team, yeah.
Would that work?
Yeah, and I think that we just kind of spread out into the different sections, make sure that people kind of know where they're gonna be moving through, what they can see, and then,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I think that would be fun.
Have you heard of them?
Yeah.
And did we talk about, do you need people on the building committee to kind of be around?
I think we should do that too, I think we can talk about how we spread out as well. And maybe we're kind of in each area or
Yeah.
whatever.
It's just a question.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna be there anyway.
exactly.
Once you get a special t-shirt, then we can and put a target on the back.
Well, yeah, right, you know.
Yeah.
Would you want students there, or do you be willing to, like, we need to really?
Or we have the music,
Yeah.
like some music
For the
there, and stuff
tour.
like that. Well, I don't know, is it a tour or is there just open spaces that people move to? This sounds like more like it's more open spaces, and there's like a layout, and people can just see what spaces they could go to. So,
Thinking out loud here.
yeah,
I think the one in October might be more structured.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're gonna have people sign up for
Yeah.
a certain time.
I think that we would have students lead those tours. I'm sure, we, yeah, NHS did that anytime, you.
And they'll be used to the building.
I don't know, you're not nice, they force all of you.
Yeah.
They just, sure.
Well, I'm also thinking this year, the no team, some teams would be on the building. So you can probably use this one.
We're anticipating.
Yeah.
Mark as well.
Yeah, so he has access to.
Yeah.
What do you do as a team?
I'll see the rain.
Sports teams.
It's not a school trip.
Yep, a lot of sports teams are together. in the-
Everybody put you in charge.
Me?
Yes.
Okay. No problem, I can control that.
It's kind of, she's good at everything she ordered.
We have more
75
meetings.
degrees, no humidity.
We have another meeting scheduled before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And we can add meetings if needed.
Yeah, we need to do special.
We don't know, not every meeting, we're going over there, you were.
We can make it first, we can make it first.
How are you handling these advice? I know so, but anything special for the other schools, the other grades? You know, principals there and so forth.
All the principals were included on my items.
All right, there's a same thing, we don't have to see it.
Right, I think that most of them will be there.
Yeah, it's a big thing for the district.
I'm sure we'll talk about it at our, we have a DLC retreat in August, so I'm sure. we'll talk about it.
And the retired teachers or admins. in the school.
I know Bill Silva was on the list, the former principal.
Good.
Breslin, I think.
Yes, he was on the list. Yeah, so we made sure we compile.
Did you ever have an indication, any event at the schools? Russ, was there ever, you know, unless in this building or something, it's just, you know, I know you gotta keep, you know, separation of children.
Yeah.
Place.
You know, the old building?
No, the new one, no, but I'm just thinking, because I've seen it, believe it or not. Well, it's really only a public.
Yeah. Like a ship. Yeah.
And then it's side of the building.
I like that one.
Not that you have to do it.
Oh, yes, yeah, yeah, I just don't know if that was anything at all.
Yeah, we gotta look into that.
I know, it's not like before Congress, we get some, please be nice to each other.
We did decide Carlos, no problem, we were all good with that.
It's just right there.
Yeah, exactly, small, it's just fine. We talked about the Runstead, it would make sense for his hall monitor kind of team to help us with.
Kind of have people.
Well, we had briefly mentioned it, and I don't know about we're told, I mean, like
Right.
student volunteers, it could be
Yeah.
something.
A little bit more details.
Yeah, having, you know, like, in the classroom pods over here, like, oh, you can't go in there,
Right, exactly.
you know, in like the boundary by like the B area. Oh, you can't, like, this is where, towards this, you know, the open house is this. Kind of,
We're better.
I think we're better off in so like, you know, the back, the gym, if you're going down the back towards the delivery area, having somebody like, oh, what are you doing back here?
Yeah, and then we also said, well, I think the building members spread out as well.
Yeah.
As you know, questions or anything else.
Nelson, you have a documented video, did you do it like every week, was there a schedule between the drone and the building itself? That you're documenting,
Document the building.
because that's what he's going through, you real speed up and see the building.
No, we don't have,
You don't have any listening.
but we can analyze one area in time lapse fashion.
Okay,
It's involved.
okay, so the time lapse would be intermittent, but it's not,
It's little snapshots within the building.
that's always interesting, people, it's like visually engaged, yeah. So the people, whatever.
Well, and that's what that last, second to last bullet is like, if we can compile some sort of video or picture, I don't know if we add a voiceover to it, but maybe it's playing in the auditorium or on the monitor as we walk, or just to see, you know.
Yeah, the more
I think it's
video,
my.
the more video and pictures we have, the more engagement.
That's gonna look, it doesn't need to be, not everyone's gonna turn it.
Oh,
No, not the picture. It's like, I mean, people are here, the real, they are not,
Right.
they are like, you know, yeah, exactly, that's it, not having. Yeah, right, it's just going, you know, anything about after the fact.
Maybe.
Right, exactly. But yeah. It's easier and as easy as possible to tell this.
Yes.
That's good life.
That's all.
So you're the major gentleman, I mean, so.
I always say.
I think it's a vote, and the major gentleman.
To my best.
All right, so do you need anything else for us right now?
No, I think at this point, we'll focus on getting a like more formal invitation, because we have the same date out that'll go in the newsletter. Based on timing, hopefully we're able to show it at a meeting.
Yeah.
If not, we can send it around and circulate it and make sure it's up to everybody's liking. And then after we get the formal invitation now, I think it's just seeing what guests are, so we can build our. Other than that, it's really not, I don't think it's too much, you know, it's, we know what we're doing after the.
Right, that was a good.
Yeah.
Good practice.
I'll connect with my team on the different aspects,
Yeah.
ED, custodians, forming groups, stuff like that, so, and the monitor group, so.
Yeah,
I'll connect with them sooner rather than later, just.
save that date.
Then I'll talk about like this building, just, you know, I'd rather know more, to be very clear, because we need to get people, like, okay, we have responsibility just there, let's make sure.
Yeah, exactly.
So if we need to do it, yeah, everything else right now.
Quick question, are we doing anything about the bricks?
So the bricks, like from the old building,
Yeah, I was kind of looking at the,
yeah, I think we kind of said that we were gonna do that for, not do it for October, but I think it warrants further discussion. I was really focusing on getting.
yeah, oh, so that can be tabled after.
Yeah.
Right. Because my husband actually asked.
Oh, and we're in the bar now.
Are we gonna get a brick? And I was like, that actually came up.
Yeah, no, people have, it's been coming on more and more.
I feel like you guys should do a fundraiser.
No.
That's not how it's started.
Oh, so they're trying to-
Yeah.
You're just, yes, have your classes.
Yeah, we'll just need to figure out how much is it, how, I just don't want to make it complicated for a bunch of people. You know, we gotta get.
We'll give the bill stuff.
Right.
Well, the voucher first, or I don't know, we do it in any.
Yes.
75.
75.
All right. All good? I have a question about the website, and we're gonna drive people to the website to RSVP. People have been asking me, what's gonna remain, like, they're trying to visualize. And I don't see anything, so I went to the website to try to see if I can direct them to the, well, I just think some stuff needs to be updated, like, if you click on design, it's just schematics. And there's nothing past like 2021. I don't wanna make a bunch of work for people to that. That should be. It's at 590. People are trying to decide what's not there and what, like, what's staying, what's going.
Yeah.
There.
It might be asking one.
Yeah, I think it's like.
It's not.
Oh, for the future, okay. I'm like, that's why
I'm trying not to miss the cue.
I'm ready for it. Yes, we're still making for communication.
Like, I'm like.
All right. Any motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion. Second. All right. All in favor?
Aye. That's why I didn't want to miss it. I'm
We're
gonna.
gonna, I didn't